Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wayne's World of Science and Technology. Today, we're going to talk about the economy of the People's Republic of China. A while back, I said that China was tearing itself apart. And a lot of people basically didn't understand this because, well, it's complicated. I'm not sure I fully understand it. Look, I'm not an economist. I'm from the business side. That gives me certain ways of looking at things that an economist wouldn't have, but it also means I don't know a hell of a lot of stuff an economist would know. Okay, my take on the Chinese economy. The Chinese economy has somehow, whether it was purposeful or not, been set up more like a Ponzi scheme than a proper economy. The system appears to have been set up, as I said, whether they wanted it this way or not, and I rather suspect they wanted it this way, to funnel money to the top. Now, in most countries, like most of the Western countries that you're familiar with, the government doesn't keep money. It uses it, whether it's for building roads, building hospitals, paying old age pensions, building the military, all this sort of thing. Now, this money goes back into the economy. You spend money on your military. If you're building the equipment in country, which a lot of countries try to do, the money is spent in your country, giving you in-country jobs. And that is a multiplier. I don't know if I'm going to make sense out of this. Look, I say it's a multiplier, but that's not really the important point. The point is that the money is going back into the economy. In China, the money appears to be accumulating with the Chinese Communist Party and with the red elites. This means that slowly we're seeing more and more people in China slipping into poverty. Irregardless of the fact that they claim there is no poverty in China, when you look at the wage reports, it is quite clear that a lot of people are not getting paid a hell of a lot of money. But you've also got companies that aren't making a hell of a lot of money. Why? Because a chunk of it's going upstairs. Every single bit that goes upstairs to the Chinese Communist Party removes more money from the system, which basically cripples the Chinese economy. Every time money goes out and doesn't come back in, it hurts. And when I say it doesn't come back in, do an internet search for Chinese official found with gold bars. You'll find quite a few connections. If you're spending your money on gold bars rather than spending it in the economy, where it's actually going to do things like, say, employ people, that's taking money out of the economy, and it's, well, as I said, it's the basis of this Ponzi scheme style economy that they've got set up. Everything goes to the top. And because everything's going to the top, it means that the people who could actually make a difference, younger people, newly educated, aren't able to build up the resources to start new companies, invent new things. Long term, this is going to have an extremely negative impact. But the bigger impact right now is the fact that the money just isn't there because it's all gone to the top. And then there's another factor. It's very rare for Western politicians to have family that, how should I put it, moves overseas and stays overseas. In China, this is normal. They have a concept called a naked official. A naked official is someone whose family has now departed and taken their money outside of China. This naked official is therefore free to do whatever the heck they want, literally, from a point of view of, okay, I can stay or I can leave, I can do whatever, They have options. But because the money's gone out, it isn't doing any good in the Chinese economy. When taxes normally go out, they get spent to do things. When taxes go out in China, a fair amount of them actually end up going to the top and staying there. Now, I'm probably oversimplifying, well, I know I'm oversimplifying things drastically, but you can see how an economy that is set up to move money to the top is going to have a negative impact on the lower portion of the population. And the lower portion of the population is actually where a lot of economic value is gained. If you check in most countries, most Western countries, you will find that the vast majority of job growth comes from small to medium enterprises. But you have to have money to start them up. And the Chinese Communist Party's basically hoovering up all the money. And nobody's got money to start these businesses up, so they aren't happening. And it's causing a lot of problems. Basically, it is strangling the Chinese economy in slow motion. What can they do about it? I really don't know. They'd have to change their entire system, and how would they change it? I really don't have a clue. It would be extremely difficult. It would be, quite frankly, a long-term job. It might take a decade. And I don't know that they've got a decade. Too much value has already gone to the top. And let's face it, the folks at the top aren't going to let go of it. Anyways, that's it for now, folks. Like, share, subscribe, and all that guff. You got something out of it, and have a good day.